So I have Baccarat Rouge 540. This is the Extrait concentration. This one is less sweet, maybe more fresh than the original. I don't think this one's worth what they're asking for. Just to be perfectly honest, I think it's probably mostly synthetic. It was released in 2017, I believe. The original was 2015. This one to me kind of takes the DNA of his regular oud fragrance, which came out in 2012, but it adds more sugariness to it and maybe more ambroxan. They're very similar. The oud one to me, I haven't seen anyone notice it or anyone say this, but the oud one is like this one, but more minimalistic. This one just has that Baccarat Rouge like cotton candy in it. The ethyl maltose turned way up, whereas in the oud it's still in there. Wear that on a hot day, and you will see that it's really sweet. But with the oud one and with this one, I recommend wearing it in cold weather. Like I wore it and it was 60 degrees over the weekend outside, and it was just too much. It was cloying, too sweet. So I think honestly it needs to be like under 50 degrees to wear this one. That's just my opinion. I feel like in the really cold weather the ambroxan really balances this out. It almost becomes fresh, but it's still sweet, and it just fights through the cold weather well for me. But yeah, this ain't particularly my favorite MFK, but I appreciate it. It's I guess it was unique for the time it came out, but it, especially the original, it just doesn't smell unique. I would definitely go for this one if you want one. There's just so many fragrances that have this as kind of like a base nowadays. It's almost becoming like the norm for fragrances to have this like DNA. If you want something cheap and similar to the original, I would go for Ariana Grande's Cloud. They smell so similar. But anyway, this fragrance smells like, it has like a Band-Aid hospital smell. I do get that. A little bit of the burnt sugar, cotton candy. It's not too much, but it's definitely, you can definitely sense it. I get a little bit of spiciness in this one, like maybe some synthetic musk. It's just, yeah, it's just kind of like light spice, heavy ethyl maltol, heavy ambroxan, Band-Aid smell, hospital smell. I don't see how it's really that appealing, to be honest. It's pretty niche, but it's yeah, I don't know. I understand why people like this one, but I just don't see why it's so popular. It's really, I guess it works well in the cold weather, like I said, but it's yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's better better, like the MFK Oud to me is a better version of this. It just doesn't have that sweet cotton candy. There's so many cotton candy fragrances out there that this one just doesn't stand out to me. Maybe at the time it did stand out when it came out, 5, 6 years ago or whenever, but nowadays there's better for the money, especially if you're spending $400. I would definitely get something else, but it does smell good and unique and mass appealing in the really cold weather, but especially from a distance, close up, it might smell kind of weird, but yeah, I don't know. It's not one I would go for if I'm buying MFK. I would prefer probably the Oud Extrait, the Oud Silk one, or the Silk Extrait. Those are probably the better ones to me. it's weird because the silk ones don't get much recognition, and I think they're probably the better ones. They still have that the sweetness that you get in this, but it's toned down. It works well. Um, and it's a good rose oud, but this one's almost just too much, you know. But in the really cold weather, occasionally I think it works well. It works well, but I would go for this one over the original. It's just they charge too much for what it is, a bunch of synthetic accords, but you're paying for the perfumer to make this. Like it's like an art piece, so I understand that, but I wish you would use higher quality ingredients. I don't get a lot of white musk in this. Most MFKs are white musk bombs, which I don't mind. I like white musk, but this one I don't really get that, so it kind of stands out in that regard. Um, Grand Swore also doesn't have white musk. I don't think so. So that's another one that kind of stands out. But most of them all have white musk. Most of them that I can think. Maybe not the oud extrait or any of the ouds really. But yeah, this one's pretty popular. You used to could get it for like I don't know, $140 USD on their website, but they recently started charging more on their website. They have a separate site for the US, and the prices are the same as the store, but they used to be cheaper than the store. You could get like a lot of MFKs for $85, like the EDTs, or 110 for the EDPs on the small bottle. Now you're looking at like at least 150, like something like that, maybe 135, 150. So the price is really high, but I think this one might be one of their best sellers. I always see people at the mall asking like, "Oh, do you have Baccarat Rouge?" And I guess it's pretty hyped on social media or something, but I don't understand why. I guess because it's just a bomb of everything. But yeah, I would definitely try to get a sample. You used to get 4 samples from their website for like $14, free shipping from France. Now it's like at least 25 or something like that. But I would say it's still worth it. These bottles last a while, and I would try out most of the line. But yeah, I would definitely get a sample of this one and maybe some of the ouds, because they're pricey to get samples. If you're going to sample it, order from MFK directly, because that's still the cheapest route to go. $25, you can get it for like less than $7. I think it's like 1.5 or 2 ml or something like that. Anyway, let me know what y'all think if you tried this one.